General Studies. 2. Topic: Mechanisms, laws, institutions and bodies constituted for the protection and betterment of these vulnerable sections. Child abuse in India. 1. Introduction. Child abuse is defined as injury, sexual abuse, sexual exploitation, negligent treatment or maltreatment of a child. This abuse can be of several kinds according to the World Health Organization: physical, mental, emotional, psychological, or in the form of neglect or exploitation. Child abuse, in its various forms, can be found everywhere in India, in cities and rural homes, in the homes of the rich and the poor, and in the streets and schools. 2. Constitutional provisions. The Constitution of India contains a number of provisions for the protection and welfare of the children. It has empowered the legislature to make special laws and policies to safeguard the rights of the children. Articles 14, 15, 15.3, 19.1a, 21, 21a, 23, 24, 39e, 39f of the Constitution of India contain provisions for the protection, safety, security and well-being of all its people, including children. 3. Child abuse. Child abuse in India is often a hidden phenomenon, especially when it happens in the home or by family members. Focus with regards to abuse has generally been in the more public domain, such as child labor, prostitution, marriage, etc. In 80 to 85% cases of child rapes in our country, the offender is a known person. They can be a neighbor, someone from the local community, a relative, or even a family member. The sexual offense by a known person is one of the worst things that can happen to a child. Many a time, when the offender is a family member, the victims are at court due to fear of social stigma. Sometimes minors do not even understand that they are being wronged. This data from the National Crime Records Bureau shows even the best of police systems and toughest of laws cannot ensure prevention of sexual violence against children. Police can punish the perpetrator after the crime is committed. However, by then the damage is already done. The jail sentence to the accused comes after years of legal battle and hardly helps the victim in dealing with lifelong trauma. In many such incidents, victims are forced to change their statements in court just because the matter has been amicably settled among the elders. Many rapes take place in urban slums because children are left alone or with some person known to the parents. For impact, it brings about circumstances causing harm to a child's health, welfare, and safety. It can also result in lasting lifelong physical and psychological trauma. Insights Mind Maps. www.insightsinIndia.com page to www.insightsis.com. Families and society also experience this trauma. As adults, victims of childhood abuse are far more vulnerable to mental health trauma. 5. Concerns/challenges due to societal norms. There is hardly any discussion on sex, including safety in the household. The perceived stigma attached to a victim has functioned as an escape tool for offenders. Poorer kids are more at risk than rich kids. In India, the rising concern is the pressure children feel to perform well in school and college examinations, which can be seen as a form of emotional stress and abuse. Manufacturers exploit children as inexpensive labor. High incidence of malnourishment, child stunting and wasting. 6. NGOs. Working NGOs like Save the Children have dedicated services fighting child sex abuse and providing rehabilitation to victims of abuse. Child Rights and UCRI works to ensure that the fundamental rights of children are protected. Bhakpan Bhakao and Wikipedia, started by Nobel laureate Kailash Satyarthi, is working for the protection of children and ensuring their quality education. 7. Government initiatives. POCSO Act Day. The Protection of Children from Sexual Offenses POCSO Act 2012 addressed the crimes of sexual abuse and sexual exploitation of children through stringent legal provisions. POCSO E-Boxe, online complaint management system for easy and direct reporting of sexual offenses against children and timely action against offenders. NCPCRA, the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights. NCPCR ensure that all laws, policies, and programs are in consonance with the child rights perspective as enshrined in the Constitution of India and the Convention on the Rights of the Child. Integrated Child Protection Scheme A, aimed at building a protective environment for children in difficult circumstances through government civil society partnership. Operation Smile A, Operation Smile, also called as Operation MUSAA, is an initiative of the Ministry of Home Affairs, MHA, to rescue/rehabilitate missing children. Right to Education Group Act. BDPAC-AO program. Gateway Forward. Educating kids about good touch and bad touch can immensely help in preventing sexual abuse. Families need to be educated that kids may need protection from people around them. Continuous community awareness programs are highly essential in dealing with the problem of sexual violence. Such programs can educate the possible victims, the affected families, and even the likely offenders. Insights Mind Maps. www.insightsinIndia.com, page 3, www.insightsis.com. Community-based programs like Anganwadi and women's self-help groups need to be recalibrated so that they can function as creches. A regular discussion in the community on the issue of child sexual abuse can help change the mindset. Only when children are empowered to speak, when families are supportive, and when the community is aware and joins hands with the police and other agencies, will we be able to keep our children safe. Imparting life skills training to make children street smart. Facilitate out-of-school children, street children, and those who are involved in child labor into schools by the means of enrollment drives. India should prioritize spending on children. Kailash Satyarthi. The Ministry of Health needs to forge stronger partnerships with the Ministry of Women and Child Development, Labor, Education, and other agents involved with children. Along with stricter laws and effective policing, support from the family and society is needed to control the menace of child